I meant to do this particular video at earlier date, but might as well do it now. So, we have two films now from. Hold on, let me look back up the director. How do I already forget this? Robert Eggers. I think that's how you say his name. So, Robert Eggers has given us two directorial films now: The Witch back in 2015, and earlier this year or last month, The Lighthouse. Two horror psychological films, a little bit. They're similar in several respects, but they're also pretty different. And of course, that's what Face Off does best. Take two movies that are similar yet pretty different. See which one is the better one. So we've got 5 rounds of this. Let's get started. Round 1. Story. The story of the witch is that a family in New England gets pushed out of their religious community for an unknown reason. I still don't really know why. And they go and they make a house near the woods. And well, as they live near the woods in their new location, they're going through struggles, and also there might be some supernatural occurrences going on. The story of the lighthouse is that two people go to the lighthouse to man for some time. They get stuck there a little bit, and they both start to go mad. Both these stories are very solid, and you're probably going to prefer one over the other. But seeing as how we've seen like the whole stuck in one location going insane as time goes on, a lot of times it is hard to keep that kind of story fresh. And while the Lighthouse story isn't exactly boring, The Witch tends to stand out as a little bit unique in terms of story, using a New England time period and using some religious beliefs and such to debate whether or not something supernatural is actually going on or not. So, this round goes to The Witch. Round 2, Cast. To be honest, the only person I remember from The Witch is Thomasin, played by Anya Taylor-Joy. That's not anything against the other characters in the film, I just have bad memory. However, with The Lighthouse, I should know who's in the film because it's only two people. There is Winslow, played by Robert Pattinson, and you've got Tom, played by William Dafoe. Now, with The Witch, you've got several characters to bounce off each other and such, so you still got a pretty decent variety of characters to watch on screen. With The Lighthouse, you just have the two people. You need to find people that are really good at doing what they do. And, luckily enough, they got those two. William Dafoe is just naturally crazy, so of course he was perfect for this role. And Robert Pattinson puts in a very well done character performance. I mean, honestly, I haven't seen this guy in anything else besides the little bit I've seen of the Twilight films. But seeing him in this film, newfound respect for this man. And the way they bounce off each other, interact with each other, is also very fun and engaging. So this round goes to The Lighthouse. Let's move on to round 3, Style. The style of The Witch is more or less what you'd expect given its time period and premise. Of course, one thing you're going to notice right away is that for both of these films, the language that they speak is very authentic to the time period it's supposed to be set in. With The Witch, it's so goddamn authentic. The first time I watched this movie at home, I needed subtitles on just to make sense of what's going on. And the dialogue for The Lighthouse is better. I definitely don't need subtitles. I'm going to watch this at home. And while you probably don't follow along with the wording of every single sentence, you still get a very good understanding of what exactly they're saying, in case you still get a little lost at some point in the film. Now, of course, with the style of The Witch, it's, again, what you expect: color, some nice shots, the usual. The style of The Lighthouse, though, is noticeably different. I mean, the framing of the entire film is like one of these old 1930s, 1940s films. And speaking of which, it's black and white. Yeah, it's purposely filmed in black and white, giving that old school cinema feel to it. And the story and the way it plays out is very much similar to an old school horror cinema. And I found that really enjoyable to watch, nice throwback, and a very unique style in this day and age. So this round goes to the Lighthouse. Let's move on to round four, the score of the film. Now, of course, I mean musical score. The Lighthouse has some nice sounds to it. There's like this one siren thing that keeps going in and out at certain points in certain scenes. It's a very nice score to it. The Witch, though, has something that's just a little bit more moodier in a sense, a little more, I don't know, I guess a little bit more variety in a certain way. So this round goes to The Witch. Now let's move on to the fifth and final round, atmosphere. Atmosphere for a horror movie, as I probably said so before, is very important for a horror film. I probably said the term for a horror film a lot of times already, but let's stick with it. Atmosphere can make or break any horror film. Luckily, both these two have very good atmospheres, but which one is just a little bit better? The Witch, it has this atmosphere of uncertainty of what's going on, and a very and a dark ending that certainly is very interesting to watch on screen. The atmosphere of the Lighthouse, of course, it's madness in the best possible use of the term. I mean, while the Witch, of course, has this little like thing of like what's going on, what's not going on, you still have a pretty good understanding of what exactly is going on. With the Lighthouse, you really don't know if it's something supernatural, if they're hallucinating, if it's all actually happening, or what is going on. And of course, there are a lot of also moments where you can get a few laughs from people too, and that's something I think was kind of missing from The Witch. There really wasn't any like a scene or a moment where it's just a little more light-hearted, maybe even might get someone to laugh a little bit while watching it. Now that's not saying that like all horror movies should shed a little bit of comedy in it. Every horror movie is different. But if you add a little bit of something lighthearted to it, people might actually connect with the story and the characters a little bit more and might get pulled more into the movie itself. And I think Lighthouse does that very well. And with the way it ends, it does have that very old school cinema analysis to it. Where like, what exactly happened in this ending? What does it mean? What happened? And what does this ultimately say at the end of the film? And that kind of atmosphere for this film is very, very unique and stands out the way it needs to stand out. So this round goes to the Lighthouse, and the Lighthouse wins the face-off. That's all I have for right now. Join me tomorrow where I talk about Dr. Sleep. Like, comment, subscribe, share, and see you guys next time.